100 gigabytes of sensitive data has been held hostage from Florida Health Department. Will Florida pay? Welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. And today, David, you cannot make this shit up. Your host, David Washington, Joel Hoxley, Jay and Washington Network Production. Listen, the Florida Department of Health faces a serious crisis after hackers known as Ransom Hub claimed to exfiltrate, let me make sure I get the word right, 100 gigabytes of data, leaking sensitive personal and health information. Florida law prohibits ransom payments, leaving the state scrambling to assess and mitigate the damage. The leaked data includes chest x-ray logs, workers' compensation records, prescriptions, and more. The painstaking process of identifying affected individuals is underway as the breach exposes deeply personal details.
So it's July 11th right now, Thursday, and this is an ongoing story. It's still developing. As far as I understand, the last report I read, the information has not been distributed on the dark web. However, that has not been confirmed. There has been no indication that even despite Florida law prohibiting state agencies from paying ransoms for situations like this, there's no indication that Florida has resolved this by paying a ransom for the to prevent the release of this information. Florida is in a touch and go situation right now.
Well, there's an extra $32 million in the budget that we just made reference to. Okay, now, guys, you know Joel just likes to have a little sense of humor. So, look, this is bad, David. I don't know where you go. I mean, July 2nd. Now it's already July 11th. This is not going to get any better. We don't know when the release date is. We don't know the details. I would assume of the actual communication. But again, we are Sunshine State. I'm sure it's accessible to somewhere along the line, but the amount of time it's going to take you to get the FOIA request, that's Freedom of Information Act. Those that don't know what a FOIA is, we use that term. I just want you to be aware of what it is. Yeah, David, this is crazy. I assume that you must have had more, idea what you want to talk about on this issue, because I'm puzzled. I don't know. You can't pay the ransom. That's just absolutely
it's against state law.
Yeah, against the law.
and
yet anybody who's ever been hacked by these ransomware companies have found the only true solution is to pay. So that makes it okay. Will we have a private company come forward to save our state? Will there be a way that private funds will be used? Because I'm sure that, unfortunately, it's going to have to be paid, or they're going to have to hope that this data is not as sensitive.
It's sensitive personal health information and personal identifying information. And it is a legitimate concern, and this should be discussed more openly with the general public. My concern is the fact that this type of information is supposed to be secure, and it's not. And I'm hoping that the state does an audit of all of its information systems to determine that this will not occur again. Again, people come and go. They have access to different types of information systems, digital systems, passwords, things like that.
So you don't want anybody to answer any emails, or
Yeah,
they should be they should be restrained from opening any link that's sent in an email. There should be safeguards. And that's probably I'm
sure,
assuming somebody
right.
opened up an email and then clicked on something that went straight to the source.
And based on my information, I'm not too sure how this occurred.
Oh no, I'm
Right,
just making an
right.
assumption, but here's the thing, David. This doesn't just cost the state the ransom if it ends up there, because each and every one of these individuals living in a sue happy state, as Florida is, and then they have legitimate right to sue the state, and the state has a law that puts a cap on what they'll be able to receive back. But
Mhm.
when you think about this, this is not just the ransomware. Our state is now on the hook for either paying the ransom, which you can't, but you're going to have to pay the victims,
Right,
because there's going to be a
right.
lawsuit. So
And, and you have to look at it, what exactly was compromised. And some of the things that were compromised were scanned images of passports. That's significant. Prescriptions written for named patients, whole worker compensation records, uh, a record of 63 pages from one person's file back in 2004 was released or was compromised. Completed family planning forms about provider encounters, including medical record numbers and postal and email addresses, phone numbers. This is a significant breach. And the information on such a population um, is vital, of course, on any demographic. However, this is a very targeted um, breach, and some very important information is now out there.
I'm amazed 100 gigabytes could contain everything that's listed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a terabyte, a terabyte is what a computer nowadays can hold. But everybody's now sharing their stuff in the cloud, and there's all kinds of different things. Maybe cloud technology. I don't know if it was used, but maybe cloud technology would have prevented it. And we don't know what happened, but we are saying, look, we'll bring it to your attention. Something you need to know. It's what we do here at Jay in Washington. Um, usually, usually I have a much bigger opinion. All I know is this is expensive. This is an expensive breach. Should have never happened. It's not going to just cost us whatever it takes to get us out of the hack, but it's going to cost us because the victims will be compensated. So, we were talking about $32 million in our last segment. This is a tragedy to the
Mm-hmm.
state in many ways. Economically, it hurts our budget, um, and these people's data is basically legally been hacked. How many? Back up for a second. We can't pay for this, so the law has prevented us from being able to retrieve that data. Is what I'm trying to say. So let me clarify how I want to say that, because we're at a quagmire, and
Yeah.
there's nothing that we know. So we'll keep our eye on it here at Jay in Washington.
Yes, this is
And
one of those episodes that people need to be aware of the information that we're informing them of, and to just stay vigilant, vigilant,
vigilant, you got it.
vigilant, and just look for additional news and information about this, because it's going to be a very detailed and a strenuous review of the data breach. A lot of the information are handwritten notes. So the data breach review is going to be exhaustive and long, and people need to be aware of what this process is and what the outcome is going to be.
And now you know what a FOIA request is.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Look, make sure you like, you share, give us your feedback. Maybe you're part of the breach and you want to, tell us what's going on. Maybe they've reached, the government's reached out to you. Whatever you do, bring your facts, not your feelings. Actually, David, I think they can bring their feelings on this one.
Yeah, this one we understand. This is a significant breach, and when there's a ransomware request demand by a unknown or questionable entity, this is very serious, and it deals with sensitive public data. So yeah, we understand if you bring your feelings to this one. This is big.
Like, share, and subscribe, and be part of our network.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We are the Jay and Washington Network. Joel Hawksley. I'm David Washington. We'll see you the next time.